You are listening to the Fast Track Your Fashion Brand podcast, episode number 86. On today's episode, we are continuing our fashion brand AI series, and I'm walking you through step one of the fashion launch blueprint. So let's get started. Hi, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Nicole Rocco, a seven-figure fashion CEO with over 23 years of experience in the industry, and I help fashion founders like you launch your brand. So what if I told you that the key to launching a successful brand starts with the steps that you take before you actually launch? You might think I'm doing things, but I want you to know that a lot of unlaunched brands think you need to have a sample first before you launch. But this is a common fashion brand trap, wasting so much time and money on samples that don't even work. And I definitely want you to avoid this. That's why I created our latest Fashionbizmentor resource, the ultimate fashion launch blueprint. Now, this is 11 steps before you start your clothing line. It's a step-by-step guide. It's available now on fashionbizmentor.com. So inside of my weekly mastermind calls with our members, we leverage ChatGPT all the time. And I walk my fashion brand members in the mastermind through these 11 steps. It's part of our entire process before they launch their brand. And there's a lot of legwork that you're going to see that it's something that is free to do if you are maybe just thinking about starting a brand and you're thinking, oh, I need to have my sample first, or I need to go get inventory before I can tell people to go buy my product. I want you to start here because it's something that you can do even if you're in that infancy stage of wanting to launch a brand. You can get so much accomplished and really have a clear vision. So inside of my mastermind group, we always say, hey, why don't we ask chat? Why don't we upload this to chat to get feedback? And that's really why I wanted to integrate the fashion launch blueprint along with ChatGPT prompts, because AI right now is expediting the start from I'm in the idea phase to actually having something concrete. I want you to be able to look at this business in a completely different way by not just thinking that I need to map out what my style looks like. I want to map out my big picture. So if you're not familiar with ChatGPT, definitely go and check out episode number 85. It's where I talk about ChatGPT and walk you through the basics of the tool. So be sure to subscribe here on the podcast, over on Spotify, if you find me here on YouTube. And your feedback and your thumbs ups, your likes, your comments, your star ratings, it really helps my team and I move the needle on bringing out more value and more content here on the podcast. So let's get started. So what is the fashion launch blueprint? So it's a guide before you start. I take you through these 11 steps that you can actually start working on right now. So before you invest in fabric samples and actually set a launch date, this is a template inside where I lay out two simple page roadmaps. It's your fashion business from a 10,000 foot perspective. There are 11 sections that you will need in order to build a profitable fashion business. Now, each section, as you can imagine, definitely layers on the other. So the cool thing is that you can print this out and use little 2x2 inch sticky notes in each section to really develop your idea and to know, I don't feel that I have to be committed to making this a resort brand for women. Maybe I want to include children. Those little sticky notes can easily be able to come on and off within the blueprint. So today, what I wanted to focus on in this episode is starting at step one, and it's really your style sketch. This is the fun part. This is where I feel like a lot of people get started because they're able to quickly sketch and design and start dreaming up their idea. And I want you to look at this as not a hindrance of, oh, well, I can't sketch. You might be feeling like, well, I can't sketch and I don't really know how to convey my idea. I totally hear you. I definitely did not start out my fashion business journey with expert artist, techniques, but I quickly realized that even if I put something together for Nicolita, I was able to get the ball rolling. And now with AI, there are so many possibilities that you can do, even just with the simple steps I'm going to be showing you inside of this episode that you can do right now to have a clear conversation when you go to look for sourcing, when you go and reach out to a factory, when you're trying to tell your friends and family, hey, this is my concept. I want you guys to, believe in me, back me, because it really does make a difference when you have something that's more tangible, like on a piece of paper that conveys your entire idea. So I don't want to deter you if you don't feel like you're that artistic. So I want to show you what you can do right now. So it's 2025 and there are just so many tools that we can use that are paid and free that we just cannot overlook. So these initial sketches, I want you to think of them as the seeds of where you're going to plant your new brand to grow. So again, don't worry if you don't have any drawing skills or aren't professional, because it's just the step of getting these initial ideas across. There are 3 reasons why your style sketch is so important. 1, it's the foundation of your vision. So even with a rough sketch, it serves as this critical first step in visualizing and planning your design. So let's just say you are thinking, well, Nicole, how much am I going to sell this product for? Or how much is it going to cost me in order to make this product? You have to start with this sketch. This is the step 1 of the step 1s. So being able for you to reach out to a factory, having them take you seriously from just a little sketch on the back of a napkin to really solidifying more of a layout of what you want, even if it's based off of something existing to now. And that's what I want to help you get to, something that you can solidify your idea to reach out to any type of factory or vendor and see what it is that you're about to make. So number 2, the style sketch, it's so important for you to get feedback to refine your idea. I know you might be thinking, but Nicole, my idea is amazing. I don't need to refine it. I'm ready to go right now. I will tell you one thing, that the moment you start to show your idea to customers, it's going to be incredibly vulnerable, but it's going to be the best way for you to gather feedback and start to seed the fact that you want to launch this product. And the more feedback that you can get, the better your product when you go to production is going to be. Because you might not be thinking about, the type of buttons. People might not be into buttons, or maybe they really want a tie, or it has to have pockets. If I'm going to have a dress, it has to have pockets for me to buy. What are the layers of creating value for your product so that you can sell more stuff at your launch? You don't want to be in the refinement after you've kept this idea a secret for so long. And then you're starting to realize, I don't know why people didn't buy, but I'm going to start asking questions. And then it feels a little bit uncomfortable. You can do this and get the feedback that you need right now with the style sketch. And that's number 2, why it is so important. So creating a focus group is something that I go over inside of the mastermind. And it's something that little by little, it's like you're peeling the onion to your launch. So for production and sampling, your style sketch is essential. You can't really move too much forward. And maybe it's not something that you've completely been able to create on your own, but it's the place where you and either the design professional, or if you're using AI, or if you're able to develop it as far as you can, or you work with a mentor, you can get it to a place to help you avoid a lot of pitfalls when it comes to production and especially in sampling. So just the fact that you're able to sketch out your ideas and you can communicate that with a sample maker, or perhaps you come up to an issue with fabric. You're realizing this dress that I'm making is going to require me not to use 46 inches of fabric. I need to be looking for fabric that's 60 inches wide or even bigger. There are really 3 steps before you draw anything out that I'm going to have you do. I love having these podcasts where they're action-based so you can get something started right now. And again, that's why the fashion launch blueprint was so important, because these are all steps, again, that you could do without having to invest any money into your brand. But as long as you have an idea and the passion to keep going, we're going to get started right now. Step 1, I want you to really think about your style. This might be something that you have in your closet right now. This might be a jacket that you're like, I love everything about this jacket except for this thing. I love everything about this top except for this one thing. That might be where you're starting from. And I think that's a great idea. And I'm going to tell you what you can do if you have a physical sample with you. So the first thing you can do if you have a physical sample with you is take pictures of it. Let's say, and it's called a knockoff sample. This is a term that's used quite a bit. If you were going to go to a pattern maker and you said, this is the design, here is the design layout, and I want it to fit like this. I want it to feel like this. I would highly recommend, if you're working with me, to go get it. Go get an actual sample of what you want it to feel like, look like, fit like, because there's nothing better than not guessing. If you're able to hand deliver this jacket to a pattern maker or to a factory, you're able to send them a knockoff sample. That's going to help the sampling process tenfold. So if you are in a starting point right now, let's say it's swimwear, go to the stores, go try on every single swimwear that closely relates or feels like or looks like what you're looking for, because I will tell you, if you can pinpoint what they're not doing that you can do so that your brand could be different, it can really garner the attention besides being just like everyone else and blending in with the swimwear industry. If you were going to create a brand that had something so specific that was solving a problem, more people would recognize, hey, I have that problem too. Here's my money. I want that problem solved with your product. So again, look in your closet, because I'm pretty sure you probably have something similar or very close to, or go out to the store and try stuff on. So once you have a clear idea of what it is that you are wanting to create, I would say my next step for you would be to go on a Pinterest. Search for this style. Now that you know what you want, is it already out there? And I will tell you, don't worry. If it's already out there, that is okay. I want you to pin all the things. I want you to look for, let's say it's a blazer. I want you to be searching for fitted blazer, fitted tuft wrist, 3/4 inch sleeves, if that's what it is, beading, type of material that you want. Think about all the different attributes. Even if you're not finding the blazer exactly, pin stuff that's similar. Pin stuff and collect these images. If you're not familiar with Pinterest, I'll definitely have to do a full Pinterest episode and a tutorial here on YouTube so you can watch it. But pin all the things. Pin the detail. Pin trims that you're interested in. Pin prints. Maybe this is fully printed. Maybe there's a customization piece to this jacket. Pin anything textural, anything that revolves around that product. Other brands' products, stuff that you're like, oh my God, I love that idea, but I don't want to forget this idea. And maybe I can incorporate something similar to make it my own later on. So I want you to do this for a couple reasons, because you might start to see that your idea is out there, and that's okay, because it's not about the product. It's really about how we market it and how we create solutions to the problems that our customers need to address. So don't worry if it already exists. There's a million brands, but if you were to think of all the brands and all the things that already exist, it'll probably hold you back from finally launching this thing. So another thing that I want you to be able to do on this Pinterest board is to start to search up color schemes. Perhaps you want this first launch to feel like candy. Think about going into a candy store and all of the colors. So I would be searching on Pinterest, color candy mood boards. Maybe you want pink and yellow mood boards. Perhaps it's seashells and pink and yellow. So look up all these different mood boards. I'm going to provide some examples here too. And I want you to add that to your Pinterest board. So the next layer that I want you to add to this Pinterest board is your branding. What do you want your brand to feel like? What is it? Sustainable? Is it ocean? Is it very modern? What can we search on Pinterest that's going to give me that feeling. So if I'm ready to start to build out my branding, my packaging, my hang tags, all those things, I can start to have a feeling and a direction to where I want to take this. Once you've done that, step number 2, you are now going to pinpoint which of these styles you're going to want to focus on. So let's say you start with this jacket and it's on your Pinterest board and you realize, wow, I saw something totally unique. I think I have a much better take on this jacket and I'm going to tweak that design because it feels new and fun. And I will tell you, 9 times out of 10 with my clients, they do not launch with the exact same style that they started with because they're able to really get creative. And this is the whole creative process behind launching a product. That's why whenever I see people go straight to sampling, I'm like, no, you might not even want to launch that product. You might want to launch something entirely different from that product. So next, let's go back. Now, let's say that once you've figured out which style you're going to use, and let's say you have that style in the back of your closet, or you're like, okay, I want this exact same blazer. What I would have you do if you're working with me, I would have you lay it on the ground or on a hanger, and I would have you take a photo of the front and the back of the jacket. Now, why do I want you to do this? Because let's not reinvent the wheel. It's a blazer, and there might be some really, really cool things that you're going to end up adding to it, taking away the fit and all that stuff. And those are things that we can easily put onto a Canva, little presentation board and start to pinpoint what are going to be these things so we can have a factory do the hard work and the legwork to realize they want that exact same blazer, but then we're going to tweak a pocket. So we have to adjust for our pricing with that. So if you already have that product, you might not even want to go to this next step until you're ready, but you can also take the photo of your product and pop it into AI. So with AI, I'm going to share with you a few things. 1, ChatGPT, 1, NewArc, and 1, Vectorize. So in ChatGPT, we can add a prompt of asking ChatGPT, tell me how to describe this style. So what ChatGPT is going to do, you're going to add a photo inside there, and I'll have some video along with this as well. ChatGPT is going to tell you exactly what it is. It's a woman's blazer. It's brown. It has buttons. It has a certain type of neckline. So it's going to give you this entire prompt for it. Now I'm going to ask ChatGPT with DALL, that's its image generator. Now create a vector line art of this jacket. Now it might not do the vector, but it'll do the line art. So now you're going to have something that is unique enough where you can take that line drawing and either change the, color of it. You can do a lot, a basic type of rendition of your jacket. Now, there are a lot of drawbacks with ChatGPT. It doesn't do exactly what you want it to every single time. But if you're starting from no drawing skills at all, you have no idea how to, talk about your product, this is a great hack, a great way for you to take that first step of describing what this product is. So another tool that I love to use is NewArc. NewArc, you can take a line drawing and create an AI photorealistic image. So let's say on Pinterest, you look up Vectorize artwork for a blazer jacket, and you're like, oh my gosh, that one looks very similar to what I want. You can go into NewArc, describe the jacket and what you want to change to it, and it's going to provide you AI renderings of this jacket. It blows my mind. So if you are watching right now, you're going to see a little montage of some of the different designs that I've done. I've done this with dresses, I've done this with swimwear, but the fact that you're able to create and add in different fabric colors, you could even have it say, I want a sweater type of blazer. You can have it say, I want this to be a tropical printed blazer. All these different type of keywords you can use when developing your product. Why would I want you to do that? I want you to play around. I want you to see what is possible, because now you don't really always have to wait until your sample is completed for you to think, ooh, I love it, or ooh, I don't like it as much. I want to fix this and I want to tweak this. You can really visualize now with AI more than ever how your style is going to look and how you want to be able to change that. It is going to blow your mind what you're able to do. So I am going to be listing here all of the links. Also included inside of the fashion launch blueprint are all of the links and the prompts to this ChatGPT and any type of prompts that I have used and any type of resources that I have used. Thank you again for joining on another episode of the Fast Track Your Fashion Brand podcast. This episode is part of our Fashion Business AI series. And remember, every great launch starts with this plan. So if you feel like you're not ready yet, this is your first step to go over to fashionbizmentor.com and check out this download, because you're not going to want to miss what's going to be coming up in step number 2 of identifying your ideal customer with AI. So I will see you in the next episode. Bye.